Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Monday morning and it is very rainy here in North Louisiana. We're going to talk about Kail Lowry and her discussions on whether or not she's going to continue being a part of this Teen Mom 2 franchise, the TV show that's literally made her famous. She's been on the show for over 10 years and recently on her podcast, Barely Famous, she gave kind of an in-depth conversation with her co-host or her guest, Perez Hilton, saying that she's kind of done with it, that she's over the show, the Teen Mom show, that they're not what she wants anymore, and that she's kind of moving away from it. So about a month or so ago, I did a video where I was talking to you guys about production of Teen Mom, the whole franchise. They were trying to figure out a way to save the show because their ratings are just in the toilet. From what they used to be to what they are now, they're not making the money they used to make, and they're not getting in the ratings that they used to pull. So production, they've kind of put their heads together to try to figure out how can we fix this? You know, what can we do to make this fresh, make it new? So one of the things that they were discussing is merging Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2, putting everyone together and just having one show. Now, what that would entail, though, is a few people would lose their jobs. There would be a few of the girls that would not get picked up for it, simply due to time, really. I mean, if you're going to do, you know, one show, there's no way you can have 10 different stories in one show. So from what we were told from the Ashley Realities Roundup, when she told us about this last month, her sources told her that they were going to drop some of, you know, members of production as well as some of the girls. Now on Teen Mom OG, we have Amber Portwood, Macy Bookout, Caitlin Lau, Cheyenne Floyd, and Mackenzie McKee, who, according to what I've been told, Mackenzie McKee has already been let go. And then Teen Mom 2, we have Ashley Jones, Brianna DeJesus, Jade Klein, Kail Lowry, and Leah Messer. So 9 girls total, if you scratch out Mackenzie McKee. So we have 9 girls that we would need time to see each one of their stories, right? So what they actually told us last month is they're not going to do that they're actually going to get rid of some of the girls. Kail Lowry is now coming forward to say that she was offered to do the show, but that she turned them down. On her podcast, Barely Famous, she spoke with her guest on the podcast, Perez Hilton, basically confirming that this show is a go, that production has gotten the green light to do this show. They're going to add Teen Mom 2 and Teen Mom OG together, and that they did reach out to her to offer her a position on the new show. Now, Kail has hinted in the past about not wanting to continue with the franchise, just kind of being over it, not wanting to do it. But she says when they called her and offered her this position, she outright denied it. Perez did ask her like some of the reasons why. One reason that he brought up is pay. He was like, so did they not offer you enough in pay? And she did talk a little bit about that, basically stating that was part of the reason. And Perez said, I understand that. If you're used to making a certain amount per episode, you're not going to want to take a pay cut. To which Kail added another reason that she said no was because she didn't want to be one of many girls on a single show. Like one of 10 girls trying to tell their story. You're not going to really be as invested in each girl if there's so many of them. You know, if it's like one girl out of 4 girls, then maybe you're going to be more invested. She said, I just think I also have so much more going on. There's 10 stories essentially. She said, I personally feel like I have enough going on to do my own show. Unless they want to offer that to me or they want to work with me on something like that, I just don't know. Why am I going to take a pay cut to do the same amount of work and also not be able to tell my story with full transparency? I want to do that despite what others have to say. Obviously, she's talking about Brianna here because last year, Brianna on her IG account, as well as an interview with Celeb Buzz, Brianna basically accused Kail of not wanting to be transparent, telling her story and not wanting to tell all of her story. She said that Kail was very picky with what she wanted to share. There were certain things that she didn't want to include, but Kail says that that's not really what it is anymore, that she actually wants to be able to tell her whole story. She said, I want to tell my story with the whole picture painted. I don't want parts of it to air so people can fill in the blanks on their own. This is how I feel. We'll see as time goes on what that looks like, but for now, I just love podcasting. I really found something I love to do, and I really want to focus on it and grow it. Kail also told Perez that she makes more money with her 3 podcasts than she did on Teen Mom 2. She also acknowledged that luck played a big part of her being on Teen Mom 2 and her becoming famous in the first place. She says, I'm lucky to have gotten that spot on the show, but I also think I wouldn't be where I am today without the hard work that I put into it to further my brand. Which I think that's true, because if you look at some of the other girls that started the show with Kail and with the original girls, like when it started 16 and Pregnant, like on Macy's, you know, where Macy and Amber and the OG girls started, there were more girls a part of that, and their stories just weren't as interesting. They wasn't pushing to build a brand like some of the other girls, so they just kind of fell off, you know what I'm saying? So I do feel like that does kind of play a part, like your story being interesting if people relate to you. And I do think a lot of people felt kind of sorry for Kail in the beginning, because, you know, she didn't really have anybody. Like, her mom was an alcoholic. She got kicked out at a young age. She had to rely on her baby daddy, and then her and her baby daddy broke up, and then she got kicked out of their house, and she really struggled like a lot of teen moms do. Like, whereas these, you know, some of these other girls, they come from money, and while yes, they struggled because they were teen parents, but they also, you know, had a home that was given to them that they didn't have to pay the bills for. They had a car that, you know, their dad bought for them because he had money, so they didn't have to worry about bills like Kail Lowry did. So I do feel like her story resonated with a lot of people, and that's one of the reasons why she was so popular. And still to this day, you know, she's a part of the franchise until, you know, now, I guess. But she is confirming that, yes, there is a new show in the works, and it will be Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2 girls combined. Some of the girls, like I said, will not be making the show. Kail said that when they called her, that she did congratulate them on being able to, you know, put the show together. She said, they asked me, they called me, and I congratulated them on being able to do that. Also, she admitted to Perez Hilton that they did not offer her enough money, to which he said he understood. And yeah, she just says she wants to be able to tell her full story. And if she's only getting, you know, 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever the case may be, a few minutes on each episode, she doesn't feel like she's going to fully be able to tell her story. But she is open to, you know, her own story. If they want to do a reality show based strictly on her, she says she's open to that. But at the time being, for now, she is A-okay. She's happy with her 3 podcasts. She says that's what she loves to do. She's found something that she really enjoys doing, and she has a lot more control. Obviously, she has like all the control over her podcast, who her guest is, what time she works, which has to be a lot different, you know, from being filmed at times that they probably tell you, like, hey, we're going to be there at this time. And then you know what they film, but you don't know how they're going to air it, how they're going to twist it, you know, how they're going to edit things to make it appear. But with her podcast, she has full control. She gets to decide what we hear. And she's making a lot of money, apparently. I have to say, you know, when I found out she was doing another podcast, Barely Famous, I was like, oh my goodness, like, she's already got 2 and she's got 4 kids. How does she have time for all of this? But if she's making, you know, a lot of money, then I can understand why maybe she would jump out there and do another one. And according to her, she's making a lot of money from this, you guys. So there it is, you guys. Kail Lowry, she was offered a position on this new consolidated show that the producers have put together, but she turned it down. Are you guys going to give this show a shot? Are you going to check it out? Or you guys just think this is it? Like, the show needs to be done with. Oh, another quote that I want to read that Kail said in reference to the show, because she also, like many fans, believe that it's kind of time to come to an end, to close it out. She said that as well. She said, Teen Mom, you know, the ratings are really dropping for us. I feel like there does come a time where it's run its course. And I think that goes for every reality TV show. So even Kail is basically saying, like, a lot of the fans of the show, they're like, it's been on for over 10 years. They're grown. We need to cut it off now. You know, it's not as interesting as it used to be. We don't relate to them the way that we used to. Kail is even saying that. She's like, at some point, it's just run its course and it needs to be over with. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with Kail that it's time for them to just shut it down altogether? Are you guys willing to give any new show a shot just to see if you enjoy it? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, out of all the girls from Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2, what girls would you like to see on this consolidated show? I'm going to say, I noticed that Cheyenne Floyd, she has started another YouTube with her dad, another YouTube channel with her dad. It's like a cooking channel. So that kind of makes me wonder if she's not going to get picked up for this new show. So she's venturing out there to find other ways to make the money that she was making from the show. But I'm going to go with, I think they're going to keep Amber. I don't know about Macy. I feel like Macy's kind of already been on the in-between of if she wants to quit. But I think Caitlyn, they're going to keep Caitlyn. I'm not sure about Cheyenne. We know they're not keeping Mackenzie. I think they'll keep Ashley Jones. Obviously, Brianna. Honestly, I think they'll probably go with more of the Teen Mom 2 girls. Like, really. Because the Teen Mom 2 girls, they're a little bit younger. They still have a lot more drama in their lives. Whereas the older girls, they're a lot more settled, you know. So, Leah Messer, she's got this new relationship with this guy, Jay. That could be interesting. Kail's not going to do it. Jay Klein, I definitely think they should keep her. I'm not a fan of Brianna, so if they boot Brianna, I'll be happy about that. I love Ashley and Barr. I love their story. So I would like to see Ashley and Barr, Jay Klein, Leah Messer, Amber Portwood, and Caitlyn. That's who I think should be on this consolidated show. You guys leave me your thoughts on who you guys will want to see on it. Let me know if you plan to watch it. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.